It's MasterChef.
I'm here to win.
Searching for Britain's best amateur cook.
I desperately hope this is a springboard to change my life.
136 contestants who all believe they have undiscovered talent.
This is potentially make or break for me, absolutely.
Whoever wins, it'll change their life.
Cooking doesn't get tougher than this.
It's MasterChef, and what we're looking for is an undiscovered talent. A great cook. Prove to us how good a cook you really are.
50 minutes. One truly mouth-watering plate of food.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's cook.
These 6 amateurs now have one shot at staying in the competition. They must create an exceptional dish from any of today's mystery ingredients, which include lamb steak, fresh peas, aubergine, potatoes, couscous, tomato and chilli. Sales manager Ash hopes one day to open a chain of restaurants.
I can bring to the competition some good food, cooked well, and every so often just adding a twist of my own, a bit of Ash to the dish.
Tell us why you're on MasterChef.
Well, I'm in sales at the moment, so the obvious move is to become a chef. So it's a life-changing decision, really.
How good a plate of food are you going to make?
It's going to be tasty, seasoned well, and get your taste buds going.
How are you feeling, Laura?
A bit nervous, yes, but OK.
What do you do normally?
I've just finished my PhD, I'm just writing it up at the moment in genetics and microbiology.
You're kidding me?
No.
Are we going to get molecular gastronomy from you?
No.
PhD student Laura loves to cook traditional British food.
I would love to have a little country pub sometime. That would be, like, the ideal thing for me.
You've had 15 minutes. Who do you usually cook for?
Family, my husband and 2 children.
Why are you on MasterChef right now?
Because my youngest starts school, and as my husband keeps telling me, I've been given like a blank cheque to do whatever I want with my life. So I've got to work out what that is, and this is it.
Mum of 2 Sarah dreams of opening an eatery targeting a younger clientele.
Not your traditional restaurant, but like a cottage garden bistro for kids to come and after school learn how to cook.
30 minutes gone. You're well past halfway.
Matt?
Hi guys.
MasterChef, very, very tough competition.
It is indeed.
Why would you decide to put yourself through this?
Years of persuasion from my family and my wife. Wanted to be a chef since I was 6 years old. And also, I got made redundant last summer. Sorry. And that's all right.
Having been a major player in the music industry, Matt now dreams of running a boutique country hotel.
I can cook a lot of stuff well, and I think just had to have confidence in that. This is potentially make or break for me, absolutely.
Why have you decided to become a MasterChef, Justin?
I've got to the point now where I've been cooking dinner for people and I've got frustrated that I've got to sit down and eat because it means I can't make the courses as good as I want to make them. I just want to be there and giving the food my sort of full attention.
Justin from Leeds has recently taken a break from his job to kickstart a new career in food.
I'm a closet competitive and I'd love to win it, and I can't see any point at which I'd think, yeah, that, you know, I'd be happy to go out at that stage. I think whatever stage I go out, I'm going to be mortified and gutted.
You have just 10 minutes left.
South London carpenter Oliver loves cooking French-influenced rustic food.
I think I've got ambition, drive, competitive nature and good skills.
Explain, if you can, why other people's voices are trembling and you're standing there, hands on hips, quite happy. Why is that?
I just take things at my pace and cook what I like to eat, and hopefully you guys will give it the thumbs up.
You have 2 minutes left. Time is up, that's it.
First up, it's Justin from Leeds, who's made roast lamb with gravy, mint pea puree and sautéed potatoes.
The lamb's cooked beautifully, the pea puree is delicious, full of flavour, the potatoes are crispy, but the sauce has just turned it into soup, which is a real shame.
That gravy or sauce is nowhere, but the other flavours I very much like. One for the judging couch, I think.
Sales manager Ash is pinning his hopes on mint couscous with spicy lamb and aubergine.
There's not a huge amount of flavour in there, Ash. I don't know what to make of it because it's a great big lump on a plate.
It lacks that oomph, it lacks that sort of real, you know, intensity that goes with a dish with lots and lots of couscous.
PhD student Laura has made Moroccan lamb with chilli and aubergine, served with a feta stuffed tomato and minted couscous.
The whole thing needs a little bit more seasoning. The couscous is getting faded away by the saltiness of that feta cheese, but nicely cooked.
Everything's cooked brilliantly. The lamb is really soft. The couscous is light. I don't think you've done a bad job.
Music man Matt has made lamb skewers with tomato, garlic and aubergine, served on a bed of couscous.
The lamb, lovely and charred, pink in the middle, still soft, crunchy onions, a little bit of tomato in there, making the whole thing really quite delicious.
There's lots going on there. I'd like to see a little bit more finesse in its appearance and in its flavourings.
Carpenter Oliver is hoping his lamb steak on griddled aubergine with salsa verde and a rocket and tomato salad will see him through to the next round.
It's sort of trying to demonstrate huge amounts of skill without considering that sort of deftness of flavour. I like the food to an extent.
Your lamb could be a little pinker, but things are very, very good salsa verde.
Thank you.
Mum of two Sarah has cooked roast lamb on olive mash with peas and a sweet port sauce.
There's sort of salty olive inside the mashed potato, which hits the back of your throat, and against the sweetness of the sweet pea, sweet lamb, sweet port sauce, it's all a bit weird. I've got to say, it's really not for me at all.
Don't like the olives in the mashed potato at all. That sharp sauciness with that sweetness doesn't match at all.
I could have done better, I think.
Definitely some good cooks. Some confused cooks, but some good cooks.
Ash's plate didn't look very good, and it didn't taste a great deal better.
It looked like a flying saucer gone wrong. It was just not good enough.
Ash is out?
Ash is out.
There are too many fundamental mistakes for me on Sarah's plate of food.
Black olives in mashed potato with sweet port sauce, it just doesn't work. She's out.
Well, Sarah's out and Ash is out. Who's in?
Regardless of what Justin did with his sauce today, the guy has got a cooking brain, in my mind. Take that sauce away, it was a good plate of food.
Most certainly. The problem is here, I think we've got 4 front runners. Oliver, I like the fact that he did give that real sharp, almost sweet acidity to the lamb.
But this is MasterChef. It's about cooking. It was almost too close to being a lamb salad.
I think Greg liked the food, and John wasn't so sure, but I'm reasonably happy here.
Can we talk about Laura? The idea of that lamb, which was well marinated and well seasoned, with the sweet tomato, the salty feta cheese, was a good one.
Yeah, I like her because she cooked the lamb very well. Matt's food, I think, was a bit scruffy.
It had lots of flavour, it had lots of texture. I think, for me, a really exciting dish coming from an amateur cook.
We've agreed that Sarah and Ash are going out. That leaves us with 4 good cooks. Ash, Sarah, you're leaving us, I'm sorry. And the person leaving us is Oliver.
Congratulations.
I'm over the moon, shaking. I really thought it was 50-50, so I'm absolutely minted.
I can't wait to get into the professional kitchen. I just can't believe it. I'm very happy.
I was dreading this bit, but I'm over the moon.
3 great amateur cooks, and we're going to send them to their first professional kitchen. This is where it starts to get exciting.
It's day 2. Justin, Laura and Matt face their first test in a professional kitchen at Dollada in London's Mayfair. The restaurant serves classic Italian food under head chef Riccardo De Pra.
I'm Riccardo. Today we are going to be very busy. Ready? Yeah. Let's go.
PhD student Laura is in charge of the warm prawn salad starter served with a vinaigrette dressing.
The most important thing is that the taste is good.
Yep. He said not to get too upset if you start shouting during service, so, which might get a bit scary.
Music man Matt is responsible for the Venetian-style liver and polenta main.
Come on.
Whilst administrator Justin is making the spaghetti carbonara served with a soft-boiled egg. It's midday and the first customers arrive.
Okay, 2 prawn salad.
Yes, chef.
Orders come in for Laura's prawn salad starter.
Go with the wine. Okay, that's enough, otherwise they get drunk. Quick, take away the prawns. No. They have to be a little bit more cooked.
Okay.
While Laura flashes her prawns under the grill, Justin has orders in for his spaghetti carbonara.
A bit more. Come on. No. It's too liquid here. Make it dry. Back again.
While Justin rescues his spaghetti, across the kitchen, Laura still hasn't plated her first order.
Come on, Laura. Raviolo is ready, eh? Quick, otherwise get cold.
Laura finally gets her first plates to the pass, but it's taken too long.
Because you are like a snail. But wait for me to build the plate. Yes, you are so slow. 1 lamb and 2 liver.
Next, it's Matt. His Venetian-style liver and polenta main requires a delicate touch and perfect seasoning.
Onions. Start to build the plate. Yes? Take the liver away, only the liver, not the juice, and make the juice reduce a little bit more.
Okay.
Come on, Justin, we are waiting for your carbonara, please.
With the restaurant packed,
1 liver, 1 cod. Yes. Check on.
Matt and Justin are both buckling under the weight of orders.
We have a Pispero 23. Carbonara and liver is coming. Oh, I have 1 complaint, guys. I need 1 liver, 1 carbonara, eh? Chef. Yes, chef, what?
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef, when? Today?
Now, chef. 1 minute, chef.
Okay, leave it like this. Up.
Finally, Justin delivers 2 plates of carbonara to chef standards.
Very good, very good. Okay, let's go.
You need 1 more now?
Yes.
Yep.
But the struggles continue for Laura. She's still too slow, and Ricardo is losing patience.
1 prawn salad, please. Please. They have been waiting 24 hours.
With service at its peak, Matt has found his feet cooking the liver.
Very little. Okay. Okay, no more heating, otherwise it gets cooked. Like this, perfect.
Better, chef.
Good. Very good.
Chef's a pussycat.
And Justin's turning out perfect plates of carbonara.
Service? Yeah, perfect. Very good. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, chef.
Good.
Thanks, chef.
Laura is a bit too slow.
Chef took a dislike to me from the start, so probably because I'm a woman.
It should be a little bit powerful, huh? Like a bit more like a man. Matt, the dish he made, it seems to be simple, but it's very not. All the cooking were done in a good way, so I think it's gonna be all right.
I think chef thought it went all right by the end of it. He didn't seem to be shouting at me anymore.
Justin is very good. He's always ready. It's just a little bit untidy, but this can be improved. So I think it's gonna be all right.
The first couple of dishes were quite a mad start. Getting them together, I think the pace of it caught me out. But then after that, it felt quite comfortable. I really enjoyed it.
The contestants have now been on their feet for 6 hours, but there's no let-up. Back at MasterChef HQ, they'll be expected to produce their very best 2-course meal.
You now have a chance to cook your own food. This is your opportunity to shine.
Let's cook.
Yesterday, Music Man Matt impressed with his lamb skewers. Can he keep up the momentum with his own 2 courses?
What are you cooking for us today?
Right, I'm going to do black bream fillet with salsified broad beans and mussels. And then I'm going to do a sort of crustless lemon pudding with raspberries.
Why crustless?
Because it's really nice.
Matt, you hopeful?
I am hopeful, yeah. I am very hopeful. I'm buzzing on this now. Kind of want to make you a killer meal.
Matt's main course of fish, mussels and that broth is really risky because one little tiny thing goes wrong and the whole thing falls apart.
Then he's got a lemon pudding. We know he can do big flavours. Can he bring finesse and style to those big flavours?
You've had 25 minutes.
Administrator Justin's watery gravy let him down in the first round. Now he needs to produce 2 faultless courses.
Absolutely loved being in the professional kitchen today. Really buzzing by the end of that. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I just came out with a big grin on my face.
And what are you cooking for us?
Doing a starter of pan-fried piece of halibut. For the main course, I'm doing a duck breast with some roasted parsnips and some blueberry and shallot puree.
Is it a tried and tested combination?
I like it, yeah.
Duck, parsnips and blueberries. Really?
PhD student Laura struggled in the pro kitchen. Can she regain her confidence and secure a quarter-final place?
I'm doing lamb marinated in thyme, garlic and lemon, served with minted peas and celeriac dauphinoise, and then a spiced carrot, orange and walnut sponge with cardamom creme anglaise.
Why will we love these? Because we've got to love these for you to go on.
I think you'll like the puddings. You're a bit of a pudding person anyway, aren't you?
Oh, brilliant. Just half the judging panel. Don't worry about him. It'll be all right.
No, you'll like the pudding as well. I need to get on.
Lamb, peas, dauphinoise with celeriac. I don't know. It seems a little bit uncomplicated to me. You got just 2 minutes to finish off your plates.
That's it. Time's up. Finished.
Laura hopes to win over the judges with lamb cutlets, celeriac dauphinoise and minted peas, followed by spiced orange and walnut pudding served with cardamom-infused creme anglaise.
The flavours are very, very good, and it's all cooked very well. I just wonder in my mind whether it is enough lamb, peas and celeriac.
The sharp mint and the sweet pea, I think, yes. With that lamb, yes. That cream of celeriac is a little bit too powerful for me.
From lamb to pudding. It's a really nicely flavoured cake. You can taste the carrot, you can taste the orange. I want to say it's a glorious pudding, but to me it's more like a cake, and I want a bit more from it than that.
The subtleness at the start is lovely. I've got a bit of cardamom and I've got a light little hint of orange. That should lead the way to a big surprise of some sort, but it doesn't.
Okay.
Justin has made a starter of pan-fried halibut, crushed peas and fish cream, followed by duck breast with roast parsnips and a blueberry and shallot puree.
Beautifully cooked, soft fish, paired with a sweet cream sauce, almost with a touch of caramel, and those lovely peas with a crunch. Really, really well done.
Fish is well cooked. The flavours you've matched it with, I think, suit it perfectly. I think this is good. This demonstrates a very good touch. That's fish. Let's have a look at this. That's too rare for me. Okay. I'm going to go for a thinner bit, all right? The blueberry has no sharpness. Right. The parsnips are very sweet. You have sweet on sweet. I would willing to bet most people would find it too sweet.
Predominantly, it's the sweetness of those blueberries and the sweetness of the parsnips which comes through and overrides and overpowers all that duck. There's little things that say to me, you're very ambitious. Your seasoning is right, your techniques are almost there. You are actually a very good cook.
For his first course, Matt has made black bream in a broth served with broad beans, mussels and salsify, followed by a crustless lemon pudding with raspberries and cream.
I think it's a spectacular looking plate of food. I mean, it looks brilliant. I think it falls just short of its appearance. It's a lovely broth, but the broth is overpowering that bream.
It's not really until that last chew that you get the wonderful flavour of the salty mussels and the sweetness of those beans, and then the flash of the fish. I think it's almost a wonderful, wonderful dish. From fish, lemon pudding.
That's very soft, very yummy, and it's a lot lighter than it looks. It's bordering on being like a souffle. It's lovely.
Thank you.
It's cooked very well, it's got flavour, it's got elegance, it's got subtlety. I think that's lovely. Thanks very much. We'll call you in as soon as we've made our decision. Off you go.
We have 3 very decent cooks, and we have to choose one of them to go forward and be a quarter-finalist. Laura went for a very sort of down-to-earth, rustic approach, and the peas and mint and the lamb I thought was absolutely delicious.
But nothing massively exciting.
Her pudding, when I got the hint of cardamom in that creme anglaise, I thought, oh, I'm going to get something really special here. That little hint of subtlety I got, that was the whole flavour show.
It was nice, but again, unremarkable, something which I'm not going to remember for very, very long.
You know, in MasterChef, that's actually quite damning.
The judges didn't give the food brilliant comments, they didn't give it terrible comments, it was just somewhere in the middle.
You label someone with a tag not very excited, you might as well give them their bus ticket home.
So Laura goes home and we have a discussion about Matt and Justin.
Justin, I really like the flavour of that fish, that halibut.
Beautiful sauce, reduced fish stock with a touch of cream in it.
His duck, the whole thing needed more cooking.
Technically, there was a few issues. But I quite like the idea of the thought process. The guy's definitely got promise.
If I got through today, I'm completely elated.
I think Matt completely overdid it with the flavour of that broth, but the look of the dish and his choice of ingredients I thought was magnificent.
I do feel there's too many ingredients in with that fish. But at the same time, I've got to applaud him for it, because that's the sort of cook he is. He's a big, gutsy cook.
His dessert as well, I thought, looked great. I mean, it was so light.
Presented beautifully, really, really good dish.
I like to think I thrive on pressure, but that was something else.
Problem is that they both delivered one very, very good course.
The fact is, one stays and the other one goes home.
Our winner is Matt.
Congratulations.
I've been quite nervous all day, but I know it was absolutely amazing to hear your name read out. But yeah, I'm completely happy.
I knew I wasn't going to get through after the way today went, but it's not going to put me off doing what I do, because I love cooking. So.
I kind of made some mistakes, and the other stuff that was good wasn't enough to pull me through, obviously, but I'm good.
If I can deal with my nerves and showcase what I can really do, then I like to think I can go quite a long way in a competition. I feel like going to the pub right now, if I'm honest. A long way in a competition. I feel like going to the pub right now, if I'm honest.
Matt is a great cook, a guy who can really deliver flavour. But this competition is tough, and we've got 6 more cooks to see.
A very warm welcome to MasterChef.
Your job is to create for us one fantastic plate of food. 50 minutes. Let's cook.
These 6 amateurs now have one chance to create an exceptional dish from any of today's mystery ingredients, which include rump steak, king prawns, mushrooms, endive, stilton, lime, pasta, spinach, tomatoes, mango, harissa and puff pastry.
We need confidence in their cooking today and real honesty about their food, who they really are, what they love to eat.
So showcase your skills, but be sure you know what you're doing.
From the West Midlands, economist David now lives in London. His ambition is to own a small restaurant.
The key is going to be to keep it simple and make sure I'm not going to overcomplicate things, not going to try and do something to impress the judges, which isn't what I would normally do.
So what excites you the most about cooking?
Well, you start off with like a blank canvas, don't you? And whatever you make is what you put into it. And hopefully you make something that puts a smile on your face and whoever you're serving it to.
Mum of 2 Jo has great plans for their family home in Pembrokeshire.
We live in a beautiful 300-year-old house. It used to be a restaurant. In the 70s, it was the place to eat. My dream is to recreate that and open my own restaurant in the house.
Why MasterChef now? Why not follow your dream earlier?
Well, my children are now 10 and 7, so I've got a lot more time on my hands. I've worked in my current job for 20 years, and I just feel I've got to go for it now.
After 10 years in the UK, Singapore-born Ewan has developed his own unique style.
I like to cook something that's perhaps sort of more of a European menu with Asian ingredients, and sort of I'll be different enough and yet produce food that people want to eat.
Oh, you've got a good profession, a lawyer. Why would you want to change your career now?
It's not something I'm passionate about. It's something that, you know, it has its good and bad moments, like all jobs, I guess. But I love cooking, I love eating, and I want to be my own boss as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are halfway.
Maintenance manager Paul's love of cooking started as a child, helping his mum out with the baking.
How good a cook are you now, Paul?
But I've been doing it since I was about 8 years old. I think I'm good. Other people seem to think I'm good as well.
Has anybody ever told you you're not a good cook?
No. Today might be the first day. I'm doing this to prove to myself that I have got a confidence in that what I do is as good as people sometimes tell me.
After 18 years in the same job, Dad of 2 Neil is looking for a change.
Heart of heart says, I'd love to have a restaurant, you know, and if I was to prove myself a MasterChef, then I know I could follow that dream. I work in the IT industry in Paris, so the French influence is huge for me. There are restaurants in Paris, for example, that have one dish on the menu, and that's the nirvana for me, is to have a simple dish that's so good that they're queuing up the street.
15 minutes left.
Sports science student Natalie has grown up surrounded by good food.
My parents have said that ever since I was little, I was in the kitchen asking questions, being really inquisitive.
Natalie, watching you work, you have very, very good knife skills. Where's that come from?
I've basically been cooking all my life. My dad used to run a restaurant and worked as a chef in Switzerland. And yeah, I just kind of want to follow on the tradition, really.
Guys, you got 2 minutes left. Time's up. Time's up.
Mum of two Jo's dream of a restaurant in her 300-year-old home rests on steak with spinach mash and a mushroom sauce.
Cooked fairly well, good idea, but it just doesn't have that oomph that I wanted.
The mashed potato is smooth and very well made, but that sauce that was supposed to be the star of the show is not delivering.
Maintenance manager Paul has made a beef Wellington with roasted tomatoes and mash.
The beef is overcooked inside and gone a bit dry. The pastry on the outside is a bit soggy. Paul, it's very, very brave to come in here and try and do something like beef Wellington in the amount of time that you had. But for you, it hasn't really paid off.
Lawyer Ewan has drawn on his Asian roots to create a dish of chili and tomato prawns with a mango and endive salad.
I looked at the plate. To me, it was all confused. But it's not confused. It's delicious.
The prawns are cooked perfectly. It's really nice getting the crunch of those vegetables. They are really nice flavours.
Dad of two Neil has made a mushroom and Stilton tart.
I like the rich buttery pastry against the saltiness of the Stilton and the woodiness that comes from those mushrooms. I think the flavours are really good.
Chef's daughter Natalie has made sauté potatoes and steak with a creamy mushroom sauce.
Interesting, because the textures are lovely. Those potatoes are soft with a little bit of crisp on there, nice slippery mushroom. The steak is nicely cooked. It's too much salt.
There is a huge amount of seasoning, almost to the stage of tipping it over the edge. I wonder if it's a mistake or that's just your palate.
Economist David is pinning his hopes on fettuccine with seared prawns, endive, tomatoes, lime, garlic, parsley and harissa.
I really like the idea of the bitterness of the endive against the sweetness of the tomato and the saltiness of the prawn. But then I end up with sour lime, parsley, garlic, harissa. For me, it doesn't work at all. There's too much going on.
It's not coming together in a nice melting pot. I mean, they are very unusual combinations to serve up.
3 of you going to stay, 3 of you going to go home. Quite a tough decision to make. Off you go.
Sort of made a decision and then thought, oh, I wish I'd done something different. But the worst thing to do is change your mind, I guess.
I'm pleased today because everybody was trying to be a little bit different. Everybody was very keen to show a bit of creativity. Not all successful, but interesting. Paul did an almost beef Wellington.
For me, not the most wonderful dish in the world. The beef was overcooked and the tomatoes didn't belong on the plate with the mashed potato and pastry.
David's an interesting guy. I don't really know if he knows when to start and stop.
But it just kept on having things thrown in and thrown in and thrown in and thrown in. If he can cook, he didn't do it today.
David goes, Paul goes. Natalie, steak was cooked very nicely, potatoes were cooked very nicely, but far too much salt.
Presentation, it was the best looking dish in the room. It just needed less seasoning.
I obviously want to improve upon what I have done, but no, there's a lot still to show them.
What are we going to do about Ewan?
His dish looks like he's putting ingredients together and hoping for the best.
I gotta say, I thought it was stunning in flavour. He's one of those people I think to myself, do you know what? If this is not a fluke, you could be seriously good.
Natalie and Ewan, they're in. Jo went for a steak and mash and a mushroom sauce. And I think she cooked the steak okay, but the sauce wasn't very good.
I don't feel like it's a dish I will remember for very long, that's for sure.
Neil tried very hard to be different. The mushrooms and the cheese together I thought were very, very tasty.
But for me, the idea of just a disc of pastry filled with mushrooms and cheese, I don't know if it's good enough.
Such a pressure test that I went for a risk, and I'm hoping it pays off.
Paul. David, you're leaving us, I'm afraid. Ewan, Natalie, you're staying with us. Right, Neil or Joe? Joe, you're leaving us, I'm sorry.
To get through was amazing, but it was touch and go there at the end. My heart was going.
I'm very excited. I'm just really looking forward to tomorrow and just cooking my 2 courses and working in a professional kitchen.
I feel really, really good, absolutely ecstatic, and yeah, just want to show them what I can do.
3 really interesting cooks, and now it's time for their first professional kitchen. This is when it really starts to hot up.
It's day 2. Neil, Ewan and Natalie arrive for their first taste of a professional kitchen. Today they'll be cooking at Rotunda restaurant under executive chef Ian Green.
We've got a busy lunch service today. We've got 40 booked in the restaurant so far, so we're going to go on with some mise en place and then we're going to get ready set for lunch service. Okay?
In service, chef's daughter Natalie's cooking char-grilled steak with confit tomato, roast mushrooms and hand-cut chips. Lawyer Ewan is in charge of pan-fried sea bream, sauté potatoes and broad beans with a pea foam. While dad of 2 Neil's dish is oven-baked cod with Welsh rarebit crust, crushed peas and a marjoram sauce. With a fully booked restaurant, the orders soon start rolling in.
Okay, guys, first check on of the day. 1 chicken, 3 sea bream, 1 cod. Ewan, you need to get your pounds on for your new potatoes.
Ewan's immediately under pressure with 3 orders for his sea bream.
Yeah, smoking. Right, get rid of those. You can't use those, yeah? That one's split and that one's burnt. Okay? Yes, control the temperature, okay? Another portion of potatoes, please.
It was a crazy start, and I think it's calming down a little bit now, hopefully.
Okay, guys, new check. Neil, you're starting to work 2 cods, yeah? You've got 4 minutes left.
On the other side of the kitchen, Neil is also feeling the stress.
Neil, you're cooking 1 more cod on the stove and you've got 1 in the oven. When that one in the oven's cooked, you start plating it for me.
Cod ready, chef.
Okay, Neil, just be careful of the colour on this fish, yeah? You're starting to get a bit black there.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
chef.
it's oven roasted, not burnt, yeah? Be
Yes,
careful.
chef.
Cod.
I suddenly had like 4, 5 orders of cod just immediately arrive on me, and it's very difficult to make sure you don't burn the skin. It's very delicate.
The 2 mediums on the way, chef.
2 mediums on the way.
Natalie's 10-ounce steaks must be cooked precisely to the diner's request.
Okay, that's it, onto your tray. That one's a medium rare.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Natalie's steak goes out, but in the dining room, there's a problem.
Hi, the lady who ordered steak on table 2 said it was overcooked. She ordered it medium rare and it came up medium.
Okay, so we're just going to pay close attention and you get another rare steak out of the oven for me. Okay?
That was really stressful.
It is. That's the medium steak.
Yeah.
And we're just going to cook another rare one because that's slightly over.
Okay.
All right, so just pop that one on the stove now.
Yeah, just a little bit upset. It's just the stress, but I'm fine.
An hour in, the restaurant is packed and the kitchen is at full steam.
Ewan, the pan's too hot, okay? You need to pull it off and let it cool down a little bit. Oil, salt and pepper, yeah. Good to go.
Under pressure, Ewan is making mistakes.
Okay, we need to replay that one. Yes, sir. It's all about control, Ewan. All about control, yeah? You control what you're doing, yeah?
It's stressful, but hey.
After a shaky start, Neil's producing perfect plates of cod.
Well, okay, straight up in the lift.
It's all part of the fun. This is what I wanted to do, you know. Want to get quality food constantly under pressure.
But for Ewan, things go from bad to worse.
Ewan, I really, really need those 2 bream. Okay, you hold up the whole service.
And Chef has to call in help.
Okay, Giuseppe, can you jump on with Ewan, please? Get him sorted out, yeah?
I guess it's the first time doing it, and hopefully sort of as this goes on, I don't need as much help.
With service drawing to an end, Natalie has regained her confidence.
Beautiful, perfect. Just need to make sure the edge of the plates are cleaned.
Okay.
Okay. Very nice.
Thanks
very,
very
very
much.
nice. Okay.
I think it was just hearing that criticism from someone. Obviously, it knocks you a bit, but I'm getting back onto it and gonna just keep going. And I think it's going a little bit better now.
Right, guys, that's the end of service. Let's start tidying down. Yeah, we get ready for tonight's service now. Okay, Ewan, very nice. Best one of the day so far. Thank you. Ewan struggled pretty much from the very beginning. Although he had technically the easiest dish to do, he hardly played up any dishes, and he wasn't listening to what he was being told, which was all about the control, and then basically he fell apart.
When the orders all came at the start, it was quite a nightmare, and people had to help, but I think when I settled down a bit and can think about what I was doing, it was much better.
Well, Natalie did very well. We had one complaint about a slightly overcooked steak. She took that to heart, got a bit upset, but she recovered well and she concentrated and got on with the rest of the service.
I'd say the hardest thing about today would have to be timing, staying out of people's way, having your own space, and just delivering good food, really.
Neil showed a lot of passion and enthusiasm, and he did okay.
It's just so much being thrown at you at all times that, you know, your brain is just... I've never had so many things running at so many times.
The contestants have now been on their feet for the last 6 hours. But there's no let-up. Back at MasterChef HQ, they'll be expected to produce their very best 2-course meal.
Your own 2 courses, your own food. The food that you love to cook. 1 hour, 1 quarter-final place. Let's cook.
Yesterday, chef's daughter Natalie over-seasoned her steak. Now she needs to prove she has the palate to make her a winner.
Natalie, for somebody who has so few ingredients on their bench,
Yes.
you seem to be working at a furious pace.
Yeah, I've got quite a lot to do, I think, and I think I've set myself quite a hard task. I'm doing a pea puree with a pan-fried halibut, fondant potatoes and a chorizo and lemon basil sauce, and then banana souffle with a blueberry coulis and a walnut crumble salt on top.
You're using a fair bit of salt today, are you?
No, I'm definitely not after yesterday. I'm going to control my salt amount.
Love the idea of peas and halibut, but with chorizo, does that really work? Sweet peas, sweet paprika? I don't know, that is one tough thing to be doing.
Lawyer Ewan has impressed with some bold flavour combinations. Now he needs to make up for his disastrous professional kitchen.
For my starter, I'm making a green pea soup with smoky prawn and pork siu mais. And for my main, I'm making pan-fried duck breast with sweet ginger sauce and sweet potato mash.
Do you think that you're good enough compared to the other 2 to win the competition?
I'd like to think that I'm different enough.
Ewan's main course, duck, ginger sauce, sweet potato. Sounds good, but for me, on my palate, a bit cloying. He says it's refreshing. Oh, I know.
Dad of 2 Neil just scraped through the invention test and now needs 2 faultless courses to make him a quarter-finalist.
We're going to start with a garlic and chilli tiger prawn with a vanilla and beer reduction. The next course is a Café de Paris sauce with steak, with Parisian potatoes and fine green beans. I really want to prove to you that you've made the right choice.
You've got a lot of work to do, mate. You need to crack on.
Yes.
Neil, The idea of chili, prawns, cornbread, fantastic. And then he takes that risk, vanilla and beer sauce on the side of it.
He's got one dish which is right out there. I mean, it's avant-garde. And then he's got a very, very classic beef dish. Can you be both?
2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. That's it, time's up. Step away from your benches, please.
Chef's daughter Natalie has cooked pan-fried halibut with pea puree, chorizo and potatoes, followed by a banana souffle with blueberry coulis and a walnut salt.
I think it tastes beautiful. I like it.
Thanks very much.
Waves and waves of lovely, lovely flavours. It's a very accomplished dish for an amateur, I've got to say.
Thank you.
From fish to souffle.
I like the light banana flavour that comes from the souffle. I like the sharper sweetness of the blueberry. I like the toastiness of nuts, but to finish with a taste of salt is bizarre.
Walnuts, bananas, blueberries, brilliant. Salt? No!
Neil has made a starter of tiger chili prawns with rosemary cornbread, followed by fillet steak with a Café de Paris sauce, green beans and roast potatoes.
I wanted to eat prawns with a bit of bread on the side, and instead I'm eating bread with a sort of, almost like a flavour of prawn cracker. Even the texture has disappeared. It's not for me, I've got to say.
The flavour of chilli with the sweet prawn, I know, I understand and I like. It's the texture of the cake with it that is unusual to me. That was your prawn?
Yes.
Let's have a look at your beef.
It tastes good, but the potatoes are a bit undercooked, so they're still a little bit hard. The beef is overcooked, so it's a little bit dry. I love the flavours. It's the cooking which is at fault.
Ewan has made a starter of smoky sumai dumplings in green pea soup, followed by duck breast with sweet potato mash and rocket salad.
Your soup is lovely and sweet and tastes of fresh pea. Your shumai are wonderful and soft. I like the flavours, I like the textures, but I think that your shumai are slightly over-seasoned.
Would have tasted fantastic if you could have just take out one pinch of salt, Ewan.
From your soup to your duck. Trying to pick a fault in the dish is really, really difficult, because there's lovely mellow flavours of a very, very well-cooked duck with a wonderful crispy skin. This sort of sweet but sour, quite spicy sauce. A sort of mellow sweetness coming from the sweet potato. I think it's delicious.
Thank you.
I think the duck's cooked to perfection. I like all of it apart from a pile of salad leaves on the side of it. I don't like.
Oh my God. Gotta say, the standard today is fantastic. Makes me smile. It's interesting with Neil today because for me, his first course, everything was cooked very, very well, but the flavour combination didn't work. Whereas his main course, the flavours were great, but everything wasn't cooked the way it should have been cooked.
Steak was overcooked, potatoes were slightly undercooked.
I'm bitterly disappointed that my timings went all over the place.
I think Neil's almost knocked himself out.
Neil's gone because the other two are creative and exciting.
I really like Ewan's food. Really like the idea of it, like the fact he's taking his culture, fusing it with some classic sort of French methods.
I actually thought that first dish with those open dumplings sitting in that vivid pea green, I thought was stunningly beautiful. And his duck was cooked brilliantly.
I'm really, really pleased when they said they liked the presentation and the flavour actually worked. It was really a big sigh of relief.
But he didn't have a great round in that professional kitchen today. And it's whether he can cope with the pressure of a competition like this, whether, you know, you start to apply the pressure to somebody like Ewan and whether he can actually cope with it.
I think the look of Natalie's food today was just phenomenal. I mean, that was restaurant standard presentation.
The detail of that halibut with the pea puree and the little pomme fondant and the perfectly diced little chorizo on the plate. She knew exactly what she was going to do from when she walked in the door, and she delivered with precision.
Strange cook, our Natalie. Made a decent souffle, not easy to do. But salt.
I don't really know where that came from. Salt.
You can't help but love her, though, and sit there and think, wow, we may have discovered ourselves somebody who could win this competition. But at the same time, I'm so excited by having somebody like Ewan in here who has their own style, who is thinking quite differently and cooking food which you think, wow, haven't seen that before, that works.
Who do you want then?
Look, you know what? I don't know who I want.
Our winner is Natalie.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Well done.
Wow, it feels absolutely amazing. I really wasn't expecting it at all.
To be honest, I don't regret anything. I know where I went wrong, and I know what I did, you know, what I can improve to go forward. Today in the professional kitchen was amazing, and I'm sure that cooking will be in my future.
I'm very happy I've come so far. And I'm very happy for Natalie as well.
The other guys, they did incredibly, and yeah, just a lot of hard work and efforts paid off, and it feels great. Really, really pleased.
Natalie will be back for the quarter-finals, where she'll join Matt to battle against two other exceptional cooks.